George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socioeconomic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policy. He has continued to advocate for peaceful, free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honour, peace and the defence of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading men, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we go further today, we have said this. If there is one way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respected professions. When we are at work, pastor will not be respected for the church to preach. When we are at work, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospital except for operation or medical condition. When we are at work, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you still say something, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a worker profession, you have to sit down and protect your country. So that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of president you want to be. And where we are now, what happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is, it is wrong. We are saying something in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we're going to be telling to be on good terms. We have to stand firm for the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away. We are going to see the law will stay. Your patriotism will continue to stay on. And if I think I'm going to tell for, it doesn't matter how they will be on that side, you want to be on. You got to speak to the truth. And that is very much important. Before we go down today, we have citizens. If there is one way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at home, wisdom will not be respected for the church to preach. When we are at work, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospital except for operation for sanitary condition. When we are at work, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are a worker of profession, you have to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of president you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We have seen things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we're going to be set up to be on good tracks. You have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away. But your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we're going to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people be on the side you want to be on. We got to speak to the truth. And that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the helm of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woe, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We're not perfect of doom, but the reality will come.
This is what I can see. So I supported Joseph Waka, knowing that 2023 he'll be tired. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired. He will have a good heart, the good heart, the thing, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, and I died in Denver. Every day I died in Denver. They remember born in Denver before. I'm dying in Denver and after the time I switched. So I thought could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he necessarily the way we run for one term. He necessarily. I agree with you. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should have found somebody else. These things will happen in the season. So I support it to the front now, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, you have a good heart, a good destiny, but the brain is going down. You're not holding it and you're moving down the hill. This is nature. As of today, they resolved that we no longer sit under their leadership as the Pope has declared their actions unlawful. Instead, we will continue to work the Speaker Kofa and convene with him as necessary in accordance with Article 33 of the Constitution. Our statement is already clear. Going forward until this, our key leaders of people can be here. I'm not going to come and say for money. People are drunkers, like I said, they are behaving recklessly. It is something for vision is very clear. You want to come and down away. You can wait for your answer. When you come in, you get to know funny. Then you will know me and myself. Who can make somebody stay in the country? You have a case I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to sit on the people that declare they are drunkers. Yes, I read it for y'all. They say press union, press release. There are 4,000 members of the press union. That lazy useless group they got elected by 102. Yes, I read it for y'all. They say press union, press release. There are 4,000 members of the press union. That lazy useless group they got elected by 102. Listen, don't ask yourself what I go say. You see someone in the street that are live there, I won't go live, and then my own phone go live. Something got to be wrong with you. Because you know, she has to pay some. You know how crazy that sound? Let me check my phone, then my web number. I'm working with President Weah, you know, on my phone. Listen, don't ask yourself what I go say. You see someone in the street that are live there, I won't go live, and then my own phone go live. Something got to be wrong with you. Because you know, she has to pay some. You know how crazy that sound? Let me check my phone, then my web number. I'm working with President Weah, you know, on my phone. Listen, don't ask yourself what I go say. You see someone in the street that are live there, I won't go live, and then my own phone go live. Something got to be wrong with you. Because you know, she has to pay some. You know how crazy that sound? Let me check my phone, then my web number. I'm working with President Weah, you know, on my phone. Before we become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is one way that our country is in, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to the church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospital except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you have to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is dead. And these are things that we're going to be standing to be up there trapped. You have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away. But your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we're going to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people think, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth. And that is very much important.
His Excellency George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his crucial role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honour, peace, and the defence of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
It's the Sharia Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 13th day of February 2025 in the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. We've got the issues to talk about, people. If you are a sedition appointee or appointed, try finding your way out. No matter how long it takes, Nebuchadnezzar will get you out. Emma Glasgow, appointed by Judge Weah, is out of the National Fishery and Aquaculture Authority. It's just a matter of time before Nebuchadnezzar kicks you out. We've got the issues. Thank you so very kindly that you joined us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5. We've got the issues. We've got the issues, people. I'm Sam Andrews. We gave you money at the same time. 10,000 Liberian dollars. Start playing the King's Cash giveaway, the jackpot. Dial star 799 star 100 hash. Start now. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Yes. Okay. Every day is a great day, but I hope that you are having a wonderful time. And we thank God Almighty for keeping watch over us. Can be grateful or more grateful. Having kept watch over us throughout the night, He has allowed us to see another day. And He kept watch over you too, because you are alive. And so we can say, thank God Almighty for life. We bless Him for being so faithful and true to us, despite our iniquities, transgression, and sin. Yet He shows compassion, loving kindness, mercy. What a God we serve. We thank Him for hovering us. Yeah, at Kings 88.5, God's protective covering hovers this place. And based on that, we speak truth fearlessly, because that's what God said. Speak it without fear. Compromise nothing. Tell them the truth. Look in the face of Nebuchadnezzar. You tell him the truth. Look in the face of King Cyrus. Tell him the truth. Look in the face of King Jeroboam. Tell him the truth. Look in the face of all of the political leaders, irrespective of who they are, how they feel, and tell them the truth. So we are on another day with the issues again. Start playing. We are giving you money also. Start playing right now in the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars. Tobasi, you've come on. Daniel Zionwe, you've come on. Asata Miller, you are on from Red Light. Old Hammond from Magibi County. Aloysius Lacade from Congo Town. James Samuel from Capitol Hill. Venetius Bad Jr., New Cretan, Claudia Paul. Says Lou Blackmore. Thank you for coming on. Emmanuel Broad, you've on. Aweli T. City, you've on from Police Academy. William W. Wulu, you've on. Stephen Barr. William W. Wulu, you're on from Upper Caldwell. Stephen Barr, you've come on. Thank you so much from Dakar, Senegal. Jackson Pony of Iron Factory Block 13 Intellectual Center alongside your chairman, Rico or Kenny Ball, as he's widely known. Asata O'Dozen, good to have you on. Maxwell Yimpa, thank you all for coming on. Gabriel Ma, you are following a statutory member of the show. You and your family are watching and listening from Browville. Good to have all of you on. Ma and Susan Patrick Duclay, thank you all for coming on. I appreciate all of you. All of you. You are so great. Boaka Zodua, Susan Jabin, Claudie Allison, greetings to you, my dear. Sumo Taylor, Moses Masekwe from London, England, Jeremiah Giddings from where you are falling from, you said opposite YMCA, that's in Congo Town. Robert Doe, thank you all of you. You are so massive, man. You're so extraordinary. Without you, we can. With you, we can. Thank you. We've got the issues to talk about. But at the same time, we're giving you money, some dollars. You want to take the dollars, the King's Cash giveaway or the jackpot. You want to take it. Just start playing the game. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Let's get started with the issues. Too many interesting issues unfolded today. Stay unfolding. Well, we start with the rule of law caucus, since it is the topical of all issues trending today. We're talking about the ones that came out lately from the executive mansion. But the rule of law caucus, the legislature, just so you know, they are gallivanting. The majority bloc, they are gallivanting. One day, they are in the ballroom of the Moravia City Hall. Another day, they are in the executive pavilion. Another day, they are having session in Centennial Pavilion. They just gallivanting all over the place. They don't have a specific place. And you consider that legislature under Bouaka government, Unity Party government. Did anyone ever expected this, that you have this kind of situation, legislature moving from one place to another, looking for a place to sit down and have session? Disgrace, shame, rescue government. Can you imagine? They're looking for a place together with their so-called speaker. So today, they came at the pavilion here, Broad Street, there where they were. They had a few minutes talk because that is not session. The rule of law caucus gained work. Initially, people were jittering when it was announced that they who are on the side of the law were returning to session, having stayed away for a very long time. Many interpreted it to mean that they were giving legitimacy to Richard Coon. Why would they oppose this man? Don't recognize him as the speaker, yet they go under him, under his gavel. But they were playing a clever game that the majority bloc guys were far from understanding. It worked along the way. Today, they announced officially their decision right in front of the building, the pavilion, that as far as they are concerned and as far the law is concerned, Richard Coon is not the Speaker of the House of Representatives, though it is in tatters. They will not sit in anything called session with Richard Coon presiding. Absolutely not. They will never ever stoop low. They maintain that Richard Coon is a representative like themselves and not speaker. That Fonati Kofa is the democratically elected and constitutionally sworn in speaker of the House of Representatives and will not trade him for another person. They also said in their statement, the constitutional and political crisis will follow deeply at the House of Representatives and might likely degenerate into something that the country is not ready to settle for if nothing is done and if it is left the way it is. In essence, they simply meant intervention is needed. They also said that Liberia's peace is paramount and under no condition would they trade it for anything. They would do nothing absolutely to jeopardize the peace of Liberia. Hence, they remain peaceful. They will work in accordance with the law. They will continue to create the environment void of any confusion, strife, misunderstanding, despite their political difference and a blatant breach of the law by Nebuchadnezzar and his host of angels. They see Liberia's peace as paramount, and they will keep the country peaceful. They also, in their statement today, call on their colleagues at the Senate to immediately disengage from doing business with the majority bloc. They went further to say at that news conference today, they will resume session from day to day as required by the country's constitution. And they will conclude the news conference or a briefing, which was given by their spokesperson, Representative Musa Ability, calling on the United States Embassy, the European Union, the British Embassy, and all Liberia's partners resident in Liberia, and the international community not to do business with the majority bloc and their speaker called Richard Coon. With that said, let's move to the public address now given by read by their spokesperson, Representative Musa Hassan Bility, having just captured the main points from the speech.
Resolve that we no longer sit under their leadership as they quote as they declare their actions unlawful. Instead, we will continue to work the Speaker Kofa and convene with him as necessary in accordance with Article 33 of the Constitution, which allows us to meet and adjourn in the absence of the quorum. We will maintain this position on the powerfully recognizes the authority of the Supreme Court, and until the executive ceases its support for the unconstitutional actions. Further, we call on the Senate to honor and respect the Constitution by seizing all business with this body that has been declared illegal by the Supreme Court. We also urge the international community, including efforts, the EU, the United Nations, and the government of the United States to refrain from engaging with them. The ongoing process by the House of Representatives is not merely a political dispute. It is a direct challenge to the foundation of our democracy and the rule of law. A nation that does not respect its Supreme Court risks descending into lawlessness and instability. We will not stand by idly as the democratic principle that govern us are disregarded for personal gains. We reaffirm our commitment to peace and to upholding the rule of law. We will not be intimidated or we will not surrender to any group seeking to hijack our democracy. The Nigerian people deserve better and we remain steadfast in ensuring that justice, democracy, and constitutional governance.
The Rule of Law Caucus spokesman or spokesperson, whichever way you can call it, Representative Musa Bility, who had been very unwavering, focused, determined, resilient. I must thank those guys for standing with the rule of law, not necessarily the speaker, but the rule of law. These are literate, highly educated, well-informed, grounded lawmakers, exposed, who know they or have the in toto of our constitution and the framework of the legislature called specifically the House of Representatives. You have shown loyalty. Speaker Kofa didn't beg you, didn't force you. You, from your literate selves, know that what is unfolding is wrong. Not that you guys do not have your individual issue or issues with the speaker, but that is not the issue for y'all, but the way in which some of your colleagues gang up against him in full breach of the law. And you guys continue to stand with him. Thank you, Representative Musa Bility, Representative Emmanuel Down, Representative Dixon Sibo, Representative Edward Papi Flomo, Representative, sorry, I can't just get all of the names, but all of you continue to demonstrate patriotism and nationalism to your country. It is not solely Speaker Kofa, but your country. And you continue to say that in all of your public address or addresses. You guys are patriots, nationalists. Thank you all. All right. So let's turn to Representative Yeke Kolba, one of those who is standing. I didn't mention him. Thank you, Representative Yeke Kolba. You are a patriot. You are a nationalist. We can appreciate you more for all that you have done and continue to do for your country. Let's have a listen to him. He was at the meeting too, at the Executive Pavilion, and he had this to say. after presenting, he promised to present a Snickers. I think, I don't know the size, but I was told around 85. He presented a Snicker to the presiding. He placed it right in front of the deputy speaker. He didn't place it in front of the man who considers himself speaker, and Boakai considers him speaker, but the legitimate deputy speaker, Thomas Fowler, for onward submission to the president. And they got uncomfortable. Boakai's supporter got uncomfortable. And I felt that it was not necessary to get uncomfortable, because yesterday when Yeke Kolubai was giving Jersey in the same legislature to Speaker Buffer Chambers to submit it to President Weah, then some of these guys were excited. They were laughing. They were cheering him on. They were supporting him. So today they're feeling uncomfortable. But that is Yeke right there. Yeke is a patriot, a nationalist. Oh yes, he's not God, but he is consistent. Let's have a listen to what he said today.
Our statement is very clear. Going forward until our kid, because some people can hear, I'm not going to come and sit on you. People have jumped us, and I said, they are behaving recklessly. And it's something people, one time I got out of the way, but I'll wait for the answer. When you come in, you get to know for me. Then you will know here myself, who can make somebody scared you from the amount of kids I'm going to this one. I'm going to sit on the people that declared they have jumped out, and I said, I'm not going to sit on the saw me during my presentation. During my presentation, the retail was reckless Joseph Parker. I is very reckless and disrespecting all the laws of the country and very irresponsible. Joseph Parker was very on campus today. So I cannot get in here, I cannot want to pass for his way. No reckless men are always at the ETN is the best gift to give. If the best gift to give, reckless, if a president is reckless, my president is very irresponsible. So an irresponsible president should be treated the ways of the beginning. He does not respect the laws of the country. And he's very reckless and irresponsible. No, because I'm not going to say all the jumpers until our king below Supreme Court is there. When the Supreme Court rule that we should say only, I will come on it. I don't respect the Supreme Court.
Representative Yeke Kolubai, the patriot, the nationalist, they are 100% right. Thank you, Philip Nangwe, size 85. Thank you. Thank you so much, Philip. They are 100% right. If nothing is done, this country is going to degenerate into a crisis that will embarrass further this government, and it might likely discourage anybody who intends to come to Liberia. Anybody, even for visit. If Boakai continues to give this support by silence, he is damaging his government. In fact, he has already damaged the government. The damage has already been done. No amount of reactionary posture or last-minute ditch out going to help. These guys are stakeholders in Liberia. If you live with the illusion that nobody's going to listen to them, you are living dead. If you think that only the president partners in this country and the international community listen to, you are dead. These guys have voice, they have the power, they have the ability, they have the influence. The call they have made to the United States government, the international community, and other partners will take effect. Nobody in their rational selves in the international community will want to do business with a man who is considered not the speaker in his home, and there is crisis. No literate person will accept Richard Kuhn. What is happening? You see him move to this place and that place, and you think that, yeah, he's been recognized as the speaker, you can go. The people will not reject you at a certain point in time. Also, they can reject. But every discussion you have, it will be useless. They will respond to Liberia in no way. Once the legislature that got the ratifying power, no investor, especially a high-profile investor, will ever attempt to do anything in Liberia. They will divert their investment to a country that is peaceful, that they can feel comfortable to do business, the political climate conducive. These guys are stakeholders. These guys speak to partners, and partners speak to them. The international community speak to these people, and these people speak to the international community. Nobody should take for granted their position today. Nobody, absolutely nobody. If you are a unity party minister, deputy minister, fanatic, whoever you are, don't take these guys' statement for granted today. It has a damning effect. It has tainted the reputation of this government. It has placed the government in a state of not getting the support that it will need. I've said and continue to say, whatever, all that you hear the government say, what they're putting out is rhetoric. Most of the people have seized on their promises to Liberia. What do you hear government officials saying? That's the normal rhetoric. But consciously, they know that things are not happening in the government. Things are just not working because there is crisis in Liberia. To close on this, it will be rational. And I think the man who sees himself as the speaker need to do the needful. That is, stand down, tell his colleagues, let us do it right. And that will be leadership, maturity on the path of Richard Cohn. Stand down, tell your colleagues, it was a kangaroo arrangement. Let's do it right. Let's return to status quo ante. If we have the majority and we go through the due process as per parliamentary proceedings, we will still get Speaker Kofa out. Richard Cohn, that's what you need to do. Until then, you will just be in that place. Your conscience will never serve you. You sat down, you never advised your guys appropriately, you took a decision that was not right, called yourself House of Representatives, burst into the Speaker office or burglarized the Speaker office like AB would describe it, and you think that the international community will see it as nothing, that is a blatant lie. Bwaka has used you to damage the government and your greed for money, your bigotry, your kleptocratism. The government is suffering it now. The boiling point, the water has just started to boil. It is reaching the heated point. You are about to hear what the international community is coming to release on this government. Already, things are off. You're taking it for a joke. So that will be doing it for that. That's the first pointer. Let's get to the second, but continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. Hope that you are playing. As we talk information, we supply you money also. We're not just giving you information to make an informed decision and be informed of what is unfolding in this typical mystery culture under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, but we gave you money. 10,000 Liberian dollars we are giving you from the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. The country is hard, stealing all over the place. They are filling their pockets. You are poor. They got nothing to give you. They cannot share. We have seen the need. We have seen the need to give you 10,000 to get your life going. to bring you out of poverty. As far as they're concerned, you should stay in poverty, live the life of peasant, of downtrodden, why they enjoy the 585,000 United States dollars, the 30,000 United States dollars, 570,000, 45,000. They should enjoy all of the thousands and thousands and thousands of US. But we have seen the need to give you. But this is how you get it. Just play the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 79 and star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 and play as many times as you can. And truly, man, you need money. You need money. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, February 14, I am told. And so you need to get something for that guy. You need to get something for that girl. So you can buy anything for the lady. You need to buy something special for her. You need to buy something special for him. It's Valentine's Day. So you need money. And we're giving you that money to make that girl special, to make that boy special, or to make that man or that lady special by giving you 10,000. You only put in 200 Liberian dollars, and then you 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can have your 10,000. I hope that you can do that so that you get money. The country is tough. It is hard in Liberia. It's not easy. Things are just tough in this country. What the people expected, it is not what they are saying. It's hard. People can hardly afford. But in our weak way, we're trying to give you something to help you move on with your life. Play as many times as you can, Weah. Just dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Then you put 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. And then that's all you need to do. And you are called to receive your money. Let's move to the next pointer. And then we can open the line. The situation in Liberia is a dire one, a very serious one. Liberia finds itself in this time very terrible, and it requires everyone speaking out. If the stakeholders from the other side in this governance process can speak out, there's a problem. Everyone is a stakeholder, and everyone have got to speak out. Everyone got a voice in this country. Everyone. You got a voice in your house from family perspective. You got voice at your institution. You got voice at your business center. You got voice in the church. You got voice in the organization. You got voice everywhere. On top of it, you are citizen. You are not prevented from speaking out. The governance in this country, there is a breakdown in the system. The system has broken down. The center is not holding. President Buhari was elected democratically and sworn in constitutionally, but he is not in charge. He's been teleguided. He's been used. He's been told to and fro, and he has to be put on track. The journalists are speaking out. They are writing. The civil society has gone to bed, except for the media that is speaking, and the media is being battled against by the government. But we aren't deterred. We will not rest content. In a situation like this, one of the voices that ought to rise up is the group called the Mirror of Society. do they call them the bearer of society or the conscience of society? Moral conscience or religious conscience? You will wonder and you will think that this thing is politics, so they need that talk, they need that to have their say. No. Every one of us are in this perimeter called governance, with one person as the president and the vice president, followed by the other officials who are responsible to manage everybody. Pastors, journalists, medical doctors, lawyers, Yana boys, everybody, they are responsible. That's why the law said, the Constitution said, power is inherent in the people. 1, 2, the people have the right to petition their government, means to speak. The people have the right to assemble, and on and on. The Constitution gives everybody, irrespective of your status, once you are above 18, to raise your voice on what you are not comfortable with. And Mr. President and his officials will listen. Moreover, any and everything on earth got spiritual implication. Any and everything on earth got spiritual implication. What that means is God is spirit, but God isn't aloof. God isn't far. But since God is not present, he's not physically present, he instructs the people whom he called to speak to things that are not right, are against his people, and not to be muted. Neither must they compromise themselves. I told you that when he called Isaiah and wanted Isaiah to go and speak, every time I read that verse, the chill can come on. When after giving Isaiah the instruction, all that he wanted Isaiah to do, what did he tell Isaiah? The last command was, do not eat anything from them. That was the last instruction he gave Isaiah. He said, do not eat anything from them. Why? Why did he give that to Isaiah? Because he knew that if you take anything from the politician, you are compromised. You cannot speak up. And this is the situation with the pastors today. This is not to say that it didn't happen in CDC time, it didn't happen in Ellen's time, it didn't happen in Taylor's time. It did happen. You had pastors in these three administrations who were involved. They were muted because they were compromised. So they didn't have that cowardice to come out and say anything. In the meantime, those who were not opportune to get in Taylor's government will preach the doctrine of pastors should not engage in politics. Fast forward, Weah Ellen's government came. Those who were opportune to have gotten the approval of Ellen to come in her government or the call, they were compromised, they were muted, and those who were out in opposition CDC, they will argue that it was wrong. Fast forward, in CDC government, those who did not have the opportunity but wanted to have gotten in Weah's government, they will come up with the theological disposition or doctrine. Pastor should not engage in politics. It was widespread when Weah's regime. Don't ask me because I've been here. I listened to all of those conversations. We went to some of those pastoral meetings. We listened to some of the press conferences. And yeah, the pastor, at one point in time in Weah's government, it became a heated debate. It even jumped into the legislature. So the lawmakers, they took hold of that debate because the legislature has few pastors there. Oh, pastors should not engage in politics. Pastors should not engage. The Bible says you should stay clear of politics. The sermon resonated with many people, especially the ignorant one of the Bible. So they won. But it became clear that they were only doing it because they did not have the opportunity and they wanted some kind of opportunity to come their way. So the people who went into Weah government, the religious leaders, they say, oh, they are the one. These people this. I can see why the government are doing all kind of things and they're not talking and all kind of stuff. Today, I'm about to call names. I told you that I know all of the people because nothing about the president appointment is in secret. When the president decides and he assembles the names, it goes to his editing room. From there, it goes to Kula Fofana. Kula Fofana just do the publication or send it out. So nothing there is secret. I told you people that I know most of the people, most of the pastors who, and some of the names that I'm about to call, they were very critical. I am saying this, using this as my second pointer, then we'll go to the line, that they have to, given what Musa Ability said, that if nothing is done, there is every likelihood that will degenerate into something. You overlooking that crisis at the House of Representatives. It's not a mere thing. Bwaka is out of control. Bwaka plunged everything or scattered everything and he's unable. Now it reaches the point that if intervention is not made, and when I say intervention, I mean real intervention, something might happen. And these people, they are aware of everything that is happening in this country. What stopped the religious people, the bishops, the apostles, the prophets, the teachers, and everybody from talking? You got several organizations, several religious organizations in this country. They can tell us that the religious organizations and pastors in this country are only intended, or their only role is to prophesy, prophesy, prophesy. When you stand in from God, let me say this because it's in the very Bible. Except you don't read the Bible. But I, St. Andrews, read it. When you stand before God, he's not going to move with any jumbo gibberish of the many times that you prophesy, you heal, you deliver people and all of those things. He's going to ask you, what did you say? What did you do when Liberia was being plunged into crisis? Do you know that those who, by whatever they design, brought COVID-19, Ebola, and other issues in this country and around the world, going to account for those things? You say, how do you know? It's in the Bible. Everybody, the earth, the misuse of the earth, too, people going to account for it. It's in the Bible. That is why when you read our expression, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Come to your senses. You got these people who God entrusts. God cannot come down physically and say, Liberia, some country to Israel, you are in this crisis, and this is going to degenerate into XYZ. Therefore, I have come to settle it. God will not do it. God uses people to solve crisis. In the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, he uses people. He used people to solve all those crises. They were political people. They were religious people. They were different kinds of people, different races. But he used them. He's the same. And you can quote it. You can be so excited quoting Hebrews 13. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. What that verse means is God's personality does not change, but his methodology of dealing with the earth and its people changes. So if St. Andrews did something that God did not like, if John Josiah or Cynthia Moses did something, God looks at the two and looks at the disparity between. And that's how he's going to punish St. Andrews. It's not how he will punish John Josiah or Cynthia Moses. But he remains God. He's seeing everything that is happening in this country, and he looks up to his people that he ordained, he called as ministers. People brag in this place, in this country, of call. God call me, now me God call. Yet they can do nothing. Look at all of the people. Look at Isaiah. Look at Jeremiah. Look at Moses. Look at all of those guys that God called. Down to Jesus Christ himself, because Jesus was called to accomplish. Look at what they went through. It was never on a silver platter. They never stayed off. Paul confronted the politicians. He confronted the journalists. He confronted the business people. He confronted everybody. Jesus got involved with the politicians and other issues of his day. Jesus solved political problems. He solved religious problems. Go in the very Bible. You see it there. And that is why we have the Bible. The Bible is to say, if God is simply saying, I give you this so that you see what unfolded in the past or in the Old Testament days, so that you don't do that. You will look into the New Testament and see how the politicians called the kings at that time and other people, how they handle my people, how they treated my people, and what you need to do today in solving. Look at it and draw from there. But today, everybody compromised. The Liberal Council of Churches, Full Gospel, Interfaith, individual pastors, everybody muted, because they would say, I know that for a fact because I listened to some of them. They would say, oh, when you want to get involved, our role is not to get involved in politics. Absolute nonsense. Jesus got involved with political issues, but Jesus was not a politician. You are not a politician. You are a pastor. Your responsibility is to look at society as the mirror of society. Why the mirror of society? Is just the metaphor that Paul, but James gave us in his introduction. That you look at the Word of God, using the Word of God, you look into the mirror and you can see every error, you can see everything. So if there is a crisis on you, you will know the Word of God is the same. You look in there and you see how the people are behaving and say, oh God, in this time, God settled this problem this way. This is it in the Word of God. Let's confront Mr. President. Let's confront the legislature. In other countries, what do people do? The religious leaders are not politicians. They do not get involved in the mainstream of politics. That means to become a politician and stop in politics. But they observe from their lenses everything that is happening in the country and sit down and say this is wrong. There's crisis in the legislature. There is a need for intervention. We need to speak to Mr. President on this. Though we can go to the president giving his basic schedule and other things, but we can release what they call in biblical terms encyclical. Encyclical is a pastoral letter that addresses several issues of life, several issues, all discipline of life, politics, religion, economic, social, everything. It is the same as what normally you will hear press release. The religious jargon for press release is encyclical, meaning a pastoral letter that addresses issues of society. Moreover, these people, they have the masses before them, just as we have the masses. Presently, I am speaking to the masses, different races, different orientation, behavior, different culture, everything. I'm speaking to different classes of people, thousands of people. I'm speaking to right now. It's what they call the masses. These people on Sunday, weekdays, gather before the pastor. These legislators and Christian legislators and Islamic legislators, they assemble on Sunday, weekdays, Friday. God is not saying go and burglarize the president's office and sit down there like they burglarize the speaker's office. God is saying, look, you can release a letter, you have spoken. On Sunday, you can take 5 or 6 or 7 minutes and speak. Just as Jeremiah spoke to the extent that Jeroboam was so mad. Just as Amos will look in their faces and say, this is wrong. If you continue, God will bring judgment on this place. And on we can go. But the reason these people aren't talking, because they are compromised. Most of them were critical on Judge Weah, misruled. They criticized their colleagues who took Weah's appointment by saying the Bible says pastors should not get involved in politics. Jealousy and envy. Today, most of them are in GMB government. They too accepted GMB's appointment. Let me share a few of them with you. I have very many. I took up my time to get all of them today. Let me share a few. It is a series. Tomorrow, by God's grace, we'll bring the next group. Bishop Senior Domba. Bishop Senior Domba. He is the head pastor of Liberty Christian Center in Johnsonville. Where is he? Board member, National Public Health Institute. Bishop-elect Pierre Bagnon. Bishop-elect, that means they about to make him bishop. What the occasion that Barker had, it was the prayer service at City Hall, he was there. I think he did something. He was there. Barker called him. And Barker attended his wedding. Bishop-elect Bagon, Barker attended his wedding. You know what it means for a president to attend your wedding? It tells you of the closeness, the close relationship you have. That is not wrong at all. It's not bad. It's cultural. But it doesn't say, according to God, that you should mute yourself on issues affecting his people. Where is he? JFK Bowl. Every time they sit, they have a bowl fee of 3,500, 4,000, 5,000, depending on the nature of the meeting. Yeah. Reverend Emmanuel Johnson, Reverend Ben P. Cooper, Board of Trustees, National Commission on Higher Education, Bishop Milikon Yimpa, Bonn Technical College. There are many. Then the Islamic people. Have you ever heard anything from any Islamic scholar? Because they have many of their Islamic brothers in the government in high positions, so they can't speak, they can't come out to say anything. But they will tell you the Quran said this, the Quran said that, Quran talk about injustice, Quran talk about speak against corruption, and all of those things. They said, have you ever heard, wherever you are, on Friday, the Imam saying anything against the injustices and widespread corruption and groaning and suffering of God's people? One of them, today he's muted. One of them was very critical. That man was on one radio station to another. He was calling news conference. He was being supported by other Islamic groups. Imam Ali cried. He was going from one intellectual center to another. Good Islamic scholar. Do you hear him? Everything that is happening now, everything that they argue against, we are government, is happening. It's happening in this government. They say we are people. Yeah, there are 3 EPS officers died mysteriously. JFK said they know the cause of that. They can't get the cause of that. They say they're burying the people on Friday. Their family resisting that. Today, nobody knows what killed those 3 EPS officers. But yesterday, death in Weah government, it was all over the place. All of these religious leaders, the civil society people were having press conference 24/7, every night and day. Yet the National Civil Society Council woman, her name on that list. Now yesterday, just when I finished with the show, my director of news told me, he said, yeah, but yeah, this is the civil society one. Because I know that woman, I have not really been around their stuff. That only yesterday, as soon as I got through with the show, I went in the newsroom. The director of news said, but you are highlighting the people for the the news, the topic on the top things. Except about this woman and when we click on her organization, what you can see her doing? That nonsense, they get what they call National Civil Society Council. You can tell that these people just have hate. The grudge they have for Weah. The grudge, the hate, the malice, the evil, diabolical intent they had against Weah. They were just concocting lies, having press conferences, soliciting money from international partners, and the international partner was supporting them. They were giving them the money. That's why they used to have press conference 3-4 times a day. Why? Because they had the money. The money was forthcoming, but it wasn't forthcoming from their pockets. They had their sponsors. Yes, civil society saying anything, but watch them. Watch how lazy they are mentally. When a statement comes from either from the U.S. government or from within the international community, that's when they will call a news conference. That's when they will release statement. Watch it. I will catch them and bring it to you. And right now, all of them mute. Let something come from the international side. That's time you hear them saying they will act like they commending, then they come down, and the government, the government, all of them, majority, the women group there, sorry to say, no disrespect to you people, but that's been useless, that's been reckless, that's been irresponsible. You know what? You know what, people? Why today everybody commending Yeke? Maturity, literacy is when you can stand up against any atmosphere. It's not for a specific time. God said in good times and in bad times, in season and out of season. Why everybody hailing Yeke today? Yeke, in Weah's time, Yeke dealt with Weah 6 years. Weah even called Yeke using legislative caucus, because Representative Francis Dopo at that time, he was representative before becoming senator, and other people. What's the guy that died? He was at the Ministry of Information. All of them, they accompany Yeke. We are called Yeke to reach a compromise. We are saying anything I did to you, then I'm not big to say sorry. Speak your mind and we can reconcile and be finished. Because Liberia is for all of us. I'm not above you, you're not above me. We're just different in our respective positions. Some of these people were even saying Yeke should not have gone to Weah. Today, we are out of the picture. Buaka there. None of them, all of them muted. All of them muted. They're just being wicked, being evil. You're selective. Look at the ladies that are accused of stealing. The women groups, we are time. Let it just say one woman, hey, forget it. They will scream and shout, call press conferences. Today, they are ashamed. Look at the women, look at the number of women that are accused of stealing. Why they can't talk now? You condemn your own gender. Each gender is a rogue, stealing all over the place. Wants to look big. Then you call yourselves politicians. There's no women politicians in this country. You people are just rogues. Rescue government. So that all you people are being Buaka for. No reason why most of you were fake. You are just wearing those t-shirts. Most of you are not die-hard. You are useless. But God will expose you and weed you out one by one. No reason why God just expose and making your shame. Everywhere Buaka go, you fall. He gone in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Hope that he will not fall. So these are some of the people. Tomorrow, I bring in the other list of the pastors then. Bishop Simeon Doma, he in Buaka government. Bishop-elect P. Bagon, he in Waka government. Reverend Emmanuel Johnson, he holding position in this government. Reverend Ben P. Cooper, he holding position in Waka government. Bishop Minikon Yempa, he holding position in the government. Ali Cry, I don't know much, but I show, because he's not muted because he against the things that are happening. I show he gets something going. Yeah, man. I hope that you're playing the King's Catch giveaway. We are giving you 10,000. Please do. Please do. This country is in hell. This country is in the septic 10. You have to get money to survive. This is Nebuchadnezzar reign we find ourselves in. Let's go to you now, but before then, let's read a few of the comments and then we move. Otaka Kyle, who said James Colette. No. James Colette. Did I say anything about James Colette? No. No, sir. I will not read that which I don't talk about. I talk about the rule of law caucus position, that's all. You just you. We get read our one. Barry Slobot said, under the dictatorship government, Liberia is not safe to travel. The rule of law has been abused. If you are traveling in Liberia, be careful. Philip Nangwe says this government will struggle with international relations. They are not willing to accept their mistakes and learn from it. Truly, you are right. William Wulu, oh, that's good. All day you're prophesying. You think that prophecy will go stand before God? All the bishops, prophets, apostles, everybody that preceded us, that may die before us. On judgment day, you think God going to say, yeah, you were prophesying, and so you did not, you couldn't prophesy, you couldn't speak to the injustices and all those things, widespread corruption. You think God would say that? Here you go. Let me close. You hold on small. Let me say this thing. Sorry if I eating your time, but don't worry. I will give you ample time. Let me just show you. Go in the Bible. God spoke of anger. The Bible says, be angry. Be angry and sin not. Forget about that sin not. That's it. Be angry is a command. Meaning, you should vent out anger. But contextually, what is he saying? Now, to convince ourselves or to convince us, he used Jesus. Anger, vexation, is speaking against the misrule, injustices against people and every other thing. Anger, as used in the Bible, is not about yourself. It's about venting it against when it is suffocating people, when it is suppressing and repressing people, widespread corruption all over the place. That's when God said, vent out that anger because it is wrong. And that is what God called righteous anger. Look at Jesus. Look at Jesus. If you are a Christian, just take Jesus' entire life and put it in from you. Look at all of the places. You will see he expressed anger against the injustices of people. What is called righteous anger today? Can we have that righteous anger today from our religious leaders? And say, Mr. President, this is wrong. You have to stop. You're able to do it, you'll start getting that 5,000 for your church. The pastor, the president religious leader, Bishop Gelly Brown. Bishop Gelly Brown able to look at Boaka in the face and say, don't do this, don't. Why when you people here in the 6 years, you're condemned Archbishop Asin Weah. You caused the man, you said all kinds of things about the man. And you said the man was muted, Joe Weah, religious advisor, Bishop Asin Weah. The corruption are going on, the killing are going on, all over the place. He said in that he can't talk, that his son. And you said all of those things, we heard it. I never left this country. We heard all of those things. Today you're dead now. Bishop Asin Weah off. You're dead. Gelly Brown, Bishop Gelly Brown is the religious advisor to President Joseph Yuma Boaka. Bishop elected Bagon is his close friend to Joseph Yuma Boaka, Simeon Doma. All of these people. You look at Boaka now and release anything on Boaka. When he take you from on a boat, you will not have 5,000 US. Let's go to the line, man. Okay. You start playing. You continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. Don't worry. We're giving you 10,000 in the weekend. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. You need money to buy something for that special lady, a special man. Hello. Yes, let's hear you quick. Your name and where you call from. Let's hear you, Mr. King.
Yeah, you see, he's member of the NPA. That's what like very.
Wait, Mr. King. What are you saying?
He's member of the NPA.
National Port Authority.
He led in line to how you call it, the party leader of the party. He's the next in line.
How do you know that?
I know him for a fact. I have someone who's in the court who I cannot call his name because of the job. Not to be secure. He's a member of the board. It's not something that in it.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that information. Thank you. Let me mark it.
What transpired today at the Ghana Pavilion, I think I have never thought that you're going to be a tough lawmaker. But the manner in form that he's proceeding now, I think we're doing well.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's move on the other side, Chief. All right. Yeah, they are all patriots. Hello. Hello. You are on the air, Chief. You are on the air. Talk. You are on.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Let's hear you.
The big job with the power the channel, the board, the bishop on the board, like my imam, the Ivan, chairman for the Imam Council in Liberia. I will rise on the board of the people. The chairman for the board, for the people, the Unit Party chairman. And these are the things today. That's what today.
Oh, Ruben.
Yeah.
Ruben, okay, King just said that, and you confirming it that Ali Krai is at the National Port Authority.
Yeah, right. And you see what problem is that today I started and I said, that is old man Kafuma Kone. Where is the big church from the Catholic Church? These are people, when they hear the behavior of those people today, you realize that people they are dead. But their parents is grieving because of the manner for the region leader have put themselves. No matter trust. Because what they are now delving into the political aspect.
All right.
Everything has been destroyed. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Hello.
Hey,
yes. Let's hear you. Yeah, I'm fine.
Thank you for the show this evening. So I want to say to the Nigerian people, let us therefore complete the Nigerian people. So what is our second half? You understand? So I didn't get it about what I get it from.
Yeah, Maxi, see you on. Everybody listening to you.
Okay. What you
All right. Yeah, yeah. Yo, that's true. That's true. Some of the pastors that used to be preaching against Weah. Yeah, he say the man damaging the country, corruption all over. All right, my sissy. All right, my sissy. Thank you. Let's bring your sister on. Hello. Yes. Yes, speak louder. Yeah, let's hear you. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That 4 years now. That 4 years to go. Don't worry. That 4 years. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna bring your sister on. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Okay. No, the men are resigning. Thank you. Hello. Hello. 0772-2399. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Ophelia for calling from
Yeah, let's hear you, Ophi.
Yeah, Uncle Frank. This mental order, he would treat his gift with the devil just to get his power. So we know the true Christian right now, and we know the true pastor. The people that John, Mary Joseph Walker. They are the people that dreaming with the devil with Joseph Walker. You will not find them saying the truth, and you will not find God in them. The only thing that will always tell you people, don't keep saying the truth. Don't keep saying the truth. You're not doing this on because of Mama that do and all that stepping in the market. That today we step in the market, there is no cost problem. We see back that we step in the market to get what kind of exam is it. But because of the truth you're saying to us, it's more than the time that we're setting around.
All right, Ophi. Yeah. Thank you. All right, Ophi. Yeah. At least your business going some kind of way, eh? Yeah, but God there. Yeah, God there. God there. God there. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry, Ophi. God there. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Let's say you're from Grand Bassa.
You know, what good thing that I pray for all the people that come up was God is getting us in all the living from something. Because it is the way. Now, something that can go on. Nothing to be done for. And the fire, the fire is something they call them. So you can have it.
So, how is it in Grand Bassa? How is the atmosphere there? Thank you. Have a nice day in Grand Bassett. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm James Scott. I'm from Baltimore.
You want to cut off your radio?
Yeah.
Let's go now. Hello?
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Johnson. I'm calling from the house of district in my area.
Hi, Jaguar District. Where, my man? Where? When I'm calling, I'm be rushing. Pastor ready to preach. Even the pastor secretary. When you say hi, Jaguar District now, that what place are? They can hijack people there. They can hijack. Oh, I thought I understood it to mean hijacker community that they can hijack people. Yeah. Oh. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Maybe because the situation of that government is backing people, so there's no money going to the church because they have to give government to get money. Because they are better to people. So anything around the fund, I will tell you for free. And I say, this part will pray. The people they say they can pray, we are not will pray for it. Yeah, and they will feed them more than any other funding.
Okay.
I know they're not speaking to all the ones they want to understand. They're not speaking because they want job. I don't know what they want. All the money that you see, look at the singles and some other guys gather the brand. Look at the guys what they are starting from others. And they others have to come in there. What they are not speaking because they want to they need job. But all of them and they are the children. Thank you also for the show.
Thank you for calling and thank you all for spicing the first live. Thank you. Let's move to something else. Play the King's Cash giveaway. I hope that you are playing. Dial star 799 star 25 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. That's all you need to do. And then you can have your 10,000. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, February 14th. It's Valentine's Day. You need something special for that special lady. It's something special for that special man or woman. All right. Hope that you are playing and play as many times as you can. Let's go now to something else. Boykai didn't show leadership. It's not showing leadership. Actually, dementia is in full effect. Dementia is in full effect. Dementia is a mental disorder by which the person acts as if he or she is normal, but does abnormal things. A classic example of dementia is what you saw in Broadview. The president was to speak, didn't know where the pulpit was, but he felt that he was going to the pulpit, but he wasn't going there. They have to tell him the pulpit is on this side. So some of the decisions you hear, the attribution goes to him. Attribution means that somebody did something, but you are saying it, but you can present it like your own. That's what they told us in news thing there. So when you're saying according to this person, but it is not like that all of the time. Sometimes the person may not do it, but because of the person's status, they can attribute it to him, and there can be no problem with that. Most of the decisions that you hear coming out of the executive mansion is not the president himself. It's not the president. People around him are the ones who are doing it, and they're just consulting him and say, Mr. President, we're doing this, or Mr. President, we did that. If you sat with President Walker for an hour or two and you raise all of these issues, you will find too many contradictions from him. Too many. Another classic example in Tanzania, they asked the president on simple question about your electricity, how you intend to enhance it, what mechanism you are in place. The president started saying the last time I was here, he said yes, go. So the guys around the president, they know his state. They know his mental state. So what they're doing is they are helping him to take the decisions and consulting and say, Mr. President, we did that. Most of what you hear coming out of the executive mansion, not the president himself. They resolve. The president, Joe Boakai, as much as we criticize President Boakai, we condemn him on certain things, we disagree, but it doesn't say that President Boakai is how should I say, that he has lost complete control of himself and the presidency, or he's just bad by nature. No. We move intellectually. Some of the guys around President Boakai, they have their own hidden intent. They want to get certain things done in their favor, get rid of certain people, and because they are close to him and they know his mental state, so they take advantage. No human being is 100% evil. Since God created the world, until the world will come to an end, when we reach that level here, people can be evil at 30%, 35%, 15%, 10%, 40%, 60%, and all, but evil that evil. But you can't just be 100%. The only 100% evil person that's Satan. Once you are a human being, you can show acts or signs of the devil, but you can be 100% evil. Boakai has his own problems, but Boakai is not 100% an evil character. Boakai does things, he takes some decisions as president. Boakai does not take certain decisions as president. Why? Because the people know his mental state. So they take advantage of that and use it to come at their target. From the very first day, they had wanted Emma Glasgow out. Boakai didn't want Emma Glasgow out. Know that there are people, when Ellen was leaving, she left certain names. That's how it is done. Normally, it is done. That normal diplomatic stuff. You say, oh, XYZ, XYZ. Then the person will say, well, Mr. President or Mr. Predecessor, you're leaving this name. Besides the need recommending, this person has been doing extremely well. So you need not recommend. I already have it on mind to keep that person in my government. That's the situation with Emma Glasgow. Emma Glasgow is not that she's 100% corrupt. She has her own corruption-related stuff. But what I'm telling you is the guys, certain guys around the president wanted Emma Glasgow out. Take the situation with NASCAR. When Prince Moi, Daba Vapela, Senator, and the other people, when the woman raised Camela, I think she either Camela or Camena, the former he was Lace boss, the former level Pepsi Yeke. The place is empty. Acting leadership until the president appoints somebody. President Boakai never appointed anybody over there. No formal communication went to the woman. Usually, the president will communicate. That's when you hear the announcement on the air. Then the people set the stage for the takeover ceremony. Because they have vested interest in that area and wanted their interest to go there. What Prince Moi and the rest of the people did, they carried Councillor Murphy Kane and said the president appointed the man. and you won't accept the mandate. If that's the case, then you will tell us, you and us. I said, that video, I look at that video and say, yeah, the country finished. Now they went back to Buaka, and to Buaka, gave Buaka wrong information. Buaka suspended the woman, the woman left. Already the woman a lawyer. The more you get time, the more a lawyer, the more say you're carrying your job. That's how the force Councillor Murphy Cannon dead. Emma Glasgow, they wanted to do the same thing. Buaka now wanted Emma Glasgow out. Emma Glasgow had performed exceptionally. But because she is not the type in terms of favor to stay there, they persuaded the president. The president tried Buaka being holding on. Buaka didn't want Emma out. Buaka really doesn't have anybody to really do the work in terms of transforming that place as the way Emma Glasgow transformed the innovation she put into that place. Taking Nafa from nothing. That woman inherited debt from Ellie. That place, Nafa office, when he said that was Pupu Grand, that was Pipi Grand, that everything, that place was practically rotten, dirty state, nasty. Nothing was happening. The entire fishery sector was like no fishery sector in this country. That the kind of sector Emma Glasgow inherited from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as president and Buaka as vice president. In no time, the woman transformed that place. She rose it to international standard, got the acclaim of the international community. They invested so much money into that place. They come to power, they went, lied to the president, they gave him all kind of information. Still, he was hesitant. I know that for a fact because somebody from within said it. Buaka will ignore the Emma Glasgow stayed on. Fast forward. Buaka appointed this guy. Buaka appointed Hensin Kazolu. And that is it. That's not the role form. I will come to the role form. Hensin Kazolu, a role form. So they start bringing up different things against the woman. She engaged in this, she did that, all kinds of things. Because the president tired now, and the president too, he on top of again real good. He moved to suspend her today. He suspended her. They say corruption. They are using Martin Colley, but that one was the National Road Fund. That one, Martin Colley, and your tell Martin Colley, he can't tell that woman from there. That interview they had, that thing, that stage managed. You have widespread corruption going on at the National Port Authority. He can't go on that side because Duke paying him. Duke giving him certain amount. We know that for a fact. I'm about to bring up something. That National Road Fund, they say, oh, he had interviewed the engineer who spoke to him, disclosed this. That whole thing that fixed something, that stage managed, they organized it to take Mrs. Josita Newver went up from there. But they know the woman that granted UP woman too. So Hensin Kazolu will take over because it being long. And Kazolu sitting down doing nothing. So they use Martin Colley to bring out all of these things on people concocting lies and say, yeah, then Buaka goes to suspend. What kind of president? What kind of president who did that only suspension? That suspension president will. So he suspended the woman today. He suspended the woman. And they are happy. They say Buaka fighting corruption. I ain't fighting no jing thing the Congo people say called corruption. Buaka ain't fighting no corruption. Buaka is just being used to and fro. Buaka ain't fighting no corruption. Buaka does not have any leadership ability. Buaka showing no leadership ability. Do you need all those months that now you took decision because your people didn't declare the assets? Then look what he said. You suspend for 1 month, you announce 1 month suspension. Then you say if the people comply, they can go back to work. There are two different things there. Making it into one. And it is ambiguous. Leader don't leave anything hanging. Leaders are always definitive. That's what they call leadership. You discern, you analyze, you digest, and you take a definitive posture unconditionally. You say 1 month suspension. The president said suspend everybody for 1 month. 457 persons. Even though you have their body inside there, you have Klein and Tanchi that just get a small garden. You have other people who not in the government, all the different things. But that is not the issue. The leadership I'm talking about, or the inept. You suspend for 1 month. You are now 1 month suspension. Then you say if they declare. Meaning, if they declare the asset, like what happened yesterday, 2 guys went to LACC, Chris Onanoga and Mohammed Ba, because from their literacy they understood that the president suspended for 1 month, or he announced 1 month suspension. But in the same document, he said when we declare our asset, then the 1 month is useless. We can go back to work. So yesterday they went to LACC to declare the assets to continue working. That leader there, that leadership there. But I can never convince me that those two things. Oh man. So they suspended Emma Glasgow. The goal is to get rid of every person that George Weah left behind, even if you perform to the letter to get you out and get a unity party person in. But it doesn't say corruption. If I were a sedition or a CDC appointed person or appointed by Weah, would just voluntarily leave, give them their position and see whether no corruption will take place. But at the same time, it's good. Since they say that corruption, you take the person from there, the next person who go in there, the place will not be corruption free. Yeah, United Party women. United Party women turn themselves into girls. They stealing small money, confuse them. Small money, they're stealing all over the place. They were yelling all around here in yellow and green t-shirts and cap. Yeah? They were saying all kinds of things. Yeah. United Party girls, because they're not women. Women don't steal, that girls steal. They reduce themselves to mere girls. They're stealing all over the place. Bota has the audacity to dismiss any one of them or put them on trial. But the CDC boy he behind Samuel Tueden. Bota know a man who has leadership posture and senior for taking this country forward. If Bota was serious, the very government, his very people, he would deal with them real. That's when everybody will say, the presidency right now, they think we have to come to ourselves, say so. Like the finance ministry there, 344,000 they put together to steal the people money, your tax money, and say the printing finance ministry inside and outside. All the ministries and agencies, they say the printing inside, outside. They increasing the budget. Everywhere stealing. You had the press secretary there, she in the media. She just graduated from law school. She's stealing the journalism money, eating it. Going after people still. They suspended Emma Glasgow. Like somebody jokingly said before we came on the air, when Boaga suspend you, you can't go back. So suspension is Boaga dismissal. Yeah. Suspension. 3 EPS officers, the information out, the public information. 3 EPS officers died mysteriously. JFK said they didn't get the cause of death. Why would JFK not get the cause of death? JFK of all hospitals by standard will say they know the cause of death. If that was in Weah's time, hey, TEPS officers, Boga has nothing to say. If people then they can't talk on that one, they muted. TEPS officers, y'all go to their family. Yeah, the people here, they're complaining, they're crying. This EPF people say they want bury them on tomorrow, Friday, Valentine's Day. Why are you hasting? Why are you rushing to bury? Why? You think government is free from all those things there? But when you're not there, you say all kinds of things against your colleagues. So Emma Glasgow out here, the Abuaka suspended her. Then let's go to the LACC boss. She said they will now start prosecuting. Ellen started with prosecutorial power onto them. Weah came, he enforced that, he enhanced it. I don't know why they have not been using it, but the LACC boss said that they now resolve to test their prosecutorial power. They will now move with 4 cases. 4 cases. Then she went on to say that the guys who refuse to declare their assets, in essence, it is their own negligence because they were informed and reminded long before today. She was at the Ministry of Information, Alexandra Zoe.
For prosecution, we decided that we'll work with the court to take on at least 1 case every quarter. So for this year, we intend to file and to try 4 cases in CA with logical conclusions. Prosecution is the end result of the Corrupt Act. Since May of 2024, in fact, since December of 2023, the LCC started awareness around asset deprivation. We started with the SAT officials of the former government. We carry on our exercise and we require them to declare their assets. And for that exercise, we have about 250 SAT officials that came in. Then in January, we started the exercise for this government, for incoming government officials. The president and the vice president, they came in, already started the project and declared their assets. And then we saw other officials of government come in and declare their assets. And then in May of 2024, we specifically issued a regulation for 2024, setting June 31st as a deadline for asset declaration filing for all officials of government who were appointed, who were elected, and just who public officials who work in government. That exercise concluded on June 31st, and we came right into the chat, and we provided information, and then in August, we extended that exercise up to, we extended up to August. Then we published our listing. The exercise went on, we went on radio talk shows, and even to the extent, top asset declaration team on our office and placed them to select them in. Those people sat there and people did not declare. And I put them and took them back to my office. Then we did our recommendation to the president.
The head of Liberia's Anti-Corruption Commission, Councillor Alexandra Zoe. All right. Former Liberian president and war icon George Weah is crisscrossing the world. He was in Congo Brazzaville, having met and held discussion with Denis Sassou Nguesso, flew to Nigeria as per his itinerary. Today, he broke ground. He broke ground for the construction of an estate by Nigerian religious leader Babatunde Alhaji Oyodele. And the construction or the structure they broke ground for today will be named after former President George Weah. Babatunde Alhaji Oyedele will express his admiration for former President Weah over the years and express his desire that he was so excited to meet him personally and commended him for his exceptional qualities. He went further to say that the construction of the estate, can you imagine? Estate, the man building a large estate, very large estate, and the estate will be named after former President George Weah. Who can name anything after Bouaka? Sit down there where Evo said. He went further to say that the construction of the estate will be entirely funded by him. That means $5 not coming from Weah. The man that laboratory, when they call you to break ground, you break ground for the people, then you must pay them for the ground breaking. Just like Elon Musk cancel 17 million. The man said, well, we're giving you your education. Then we must pay you 17 million for the education we're giving you too. So the man said he liked Weah so much. Over the years, he had always wished to see Weah in person. He didn't see Weah in person except for seeing him on television and other networks. But it is his first time to see Weah and how excited to see him. And before Weah came, he decided the estates that he building, the estates will be named after Weah. Those of you who just following by radio, you wouldn't see it, but don't worry. I'm just giving you an excerpt. When AB comes on tonight, you will see it. But I will try. So he went further to say that the estate coming all the money for him. So you can say, oh, we are take the country money when you are president. You care, we are Bay Estate in Nigeria. We are because you're ready now. The bishop say the money, everything about the estate, that his own money, he only let Weah. He had not been opportune to have seen Weah in person. He had always wished to see Weah. That's why he asked Weah to come to Nigeria. And since he's building the estate, he will name it in honor of former President George Weah. Yeah. So, those of you on the screen, you will see those of you who just following by radio, you can, but don't worry if you will share tonight. Here is the groundbreaking. President Weah is there. He performs the groundbreaking ceremony. You see, President Weah is handed the shovel, and he's there with the symbolic groundbreaking. The man is energetic. They hand the shovel to him. The man collected it. The other man go break ground. He leave the pulpit. I made the podium go on the other side. You see it? And we are right there. He's in blue suit. You see everybody. All of the cameras over him. In Nigeria today, the ceremony took place in Nigeria. The thing they call greater grace. I tell you, greater grace is different from grace. Greater grace is different from grace. Yeah. Now, how they call this one? The Masonry people, the one that can take the cement with, and put it between the blocks. That's why he's using now. Yeah. You see how he will bend down. The current president can bend down. You see it? That's the man with the block. Yeah, we are took the block. Yeah, the block, the one who can call black in Liberia. The man took it holding with his two hands, carrying it. Yeah, in there, he laying the block. That's it. He's in the blue. You see that? When you're energetic, you're energetic. Yeah? The master performing, the Mr. Weah. Yeah? The man laying the bricks. Why get bent all that? You see that? better. All right, get better. So that what unfolded today in Nigeria, yeah? In Nigeria, Grace is carrying Weah all through Grace. This was when he landed. The media was waiting for him to get a word or two when he landed last evening from Congo Brazzaville straight to Nigeria. His itinerary is heavy. Luck. This is in the VIP area. Now he headed into his vehicle. Move. You see the maximum protection accorded him straight into the VIP. Okay, that will be doing it for that. That will be doing it for that. Okay. Let's see now. The King's Cup will continue. We're giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars. 10,000. Play as many times as you can. Dial star 79 star 100 hatch and play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and you have your 10,000 Liberian dollars. But let's take this break first. Then when we come back, we get to something else. This break on the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5.
They say they want new press, we get the new press, but the price ain't no job. What? 07 it's stepping us every day. When I talk, every day, I say, they won't forget us every day. I will come and save us now. I will come and save us now. Corruption getting us every day. Maybe everybody take us to front. They say they want you press, we get the new press, but the price is your way. They say they want you press, we get the new press, but the price is your job. Plenty people they for 40, one day taking 45 days. No system, no rules in place, so corruption out there. I'm not killing us. You won't not killing us. You won't not killing us. I'm not killing us. They say they want new press, we give them the new press, but the price is your way. They say they want new press, we give them the new press, but the price is your job. What? 07 it's stepping us every day. When I talk, every day, I say, you do for killing us every day. I will come and save us now. I will come and save us now. Corruption killing us every day. Maybe everybody gets the front. They say they want new press, we give them the new press, but the price is your way. They say they want new press, we get the new press, but the price ain't no job. Plenty people they for 40, one day taking 45 days. No system, no rules in place, so corruption out there. I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us.
Such is the picture in Liberia. Hunger killing people all over the place. Hardship is the order of the day. Nothing happening, but the politicians are amusing themselves, dancing in the country morning, enjoying themselves, improving the livelihood of their children, their families, while hunger killing the masses and the aristocrats and the bourgeois enjoying themselves. That is why we are giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars, and you don't want to take it. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Don't depend on those lawmakers and other people in the executive. Only the ones who are around them they support, they give the morning talk, the rain tinted windshield, just so you can see them because they don't want to see you. They don't value you. So we value you. We give you 10,000 and say, this is how you take the 10,000. Just give 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US by playing the King's Cash giveaway, and you can have your 10,000. That's all. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. You want to do something special, man. That lady is waiting for you. That man is waiting for you, or that boy is waiting for you. You want to show up. This Valentine is Lovers Day, and that's how they call it. Even though I believe in that, this is my personal opinion. So don't have problem with it. Don't be discouraged. But you need to do something for that lady. If she's special to you, it can be a friend, a lover. You can even buy something special for your wife or your girlfriend or concubine, your husband, or whatever. Anybody can be your vow, as the way the people can do it in Liberia. Is there a vow? Let me tell you the history behind. I know the history. We talk it. Vow is the idea is not just anybody. It's for a specific lover. The origin, go to the origin. What necessitated or why you have Valentine's Day? It's not a friend or a male friend. It is for lovers. It's a Lovers Day. So you want to buy something special for your wife, something special for your husband, something special for the person with whom you share intimate contact. It's not just giving it to anybody else. So some people say, oh, my mother, my va, or my father, va. No, you illiterate to it. It is for intimate relationship. That's what it is. You know the origin. Look at the origin. What you have to go to the history of anything. Get the background. Then you know how to apply it. It's not just for anybody. Yeah, my uncle and my va. The thing is all about. It's not a general love. It's not filial love. It is an intimate. Anyway, I there. So your play now are about to get the money, so you can buy something for your lover, your girlfriend. You're having intimate relationship. You can make her smile, and the husband, the wife, yes, to just make the person happy on this day. That's all. I mean, on that day, because it's tomorrow. So start playing now. Let's see. While I check it, I hope that you are playing. Play as many times as you can. Win for yourself 10,000. That 10,000, you can do so much for that lady or that boy, and that person might just love you more and more. And you can never tell if you people are just cohabitating, co-boyfriend and girlfriend. That could lead into a full marriage. You can tell. Surprise the person. Just buy something. I think they have the flowers. The boys, the girls are selling all over. Yesterday I saw some. Yeah, but you can do it. You can surprise that girl. You can surprise that boy if you don't have 10,000. Take the 10,000. Give 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Play with dial star 799 star 100 hatch. That's all, and you will win. All right, let me stop this in the next few minutes, and then we'll leave. The man who is not a speaker acting like a speaker urged his colleagues to declare the assets. Ironically, he has not declared his assets. The Richard Cool man. You see, bunch of jokers in this country call themselves politicians. Edward Apeto, that Buaga appointed to Japan, the man he declared assets. The government was so concerned about appointment until everybody forgot. then declare their assets. All right, let me go to something Robert that Moses Yamia wrote about the selective posture that the government has taken on. That means when they favor you, they will take you from that position, they will lie on your knee about corruption. They don't see it like that. Don't be interested in anything Martin Colley putting out. You say, oh, the man fighting, he dealing with his own government. That is a lie. He's not dealing with his own government. He is on a proxy mission. Listen, Martin Colley is in the place he's in. It's not Liberia. That far United States dollar, that plenty of money. Used to say 20, 100 or 2. The law school that he attended, he's on scholarship. The scholarship does not include any other thing that you have to do for yourself. Besides that, prior to getting that scholarship, he lives in a place that he has to pay the people taxes, and the people another. So he needs money on a daily basis. Now, how you get the money? One of the ways is this. So you move to certain people and bring up things against them and spread it. Then the people in Unity Party too now, they will act like they know about it, but they will sneak it out. Mr. President, you see this president, look at the kind of thing coming on the government, and it's damaging to the government. You know, you saw what happened on yesterday. That just what I'm explaining to you, that what happened yesterday. That just one you saw. So certain Unity Party officials in Mo Ali, Colonial Crab, Senator Vapa, Dakila, and the other people, they say they went to LACC to thank LACC for fighting corruption and that they should continue. And not true. It's a scam. They're targeting certain people. And today they suspended Emma Glasgow. Why certain areas that corruption all over Boaka government, all over, there is no ministry or agency that is exempt. But the guy they're using to get at certain people is this fellow. There are certain ministries or agencies you will leave about corruption there. So Moses Yamia did a fine piece I thought to share with you. He said, Liberia, political intrigues and the desperation for wealth and power. The selective fight against corruption in the Boaka administration is part of a broader intra-elite struggle to control strategic and lucrative state institutions. At the center of this struggle are two rival factions, the Kun Moi camp and the Yomli Dillon camp, battling it out for political control of the state, which will accrue economic benefits. So far, the Kun Mo faction is winning in this intricate web of political intrigues, orchestrating a strategic purge of officials perceived to be loyal to the Yomli Dillon camp. This is intended to give its side the advantage as it intends to starve the Yomli Dillon camp of resources, which will lead to the collapse of the latter before the real political battle begins. To fully grasp or understand the dynamics at play, one must consider why Ami Mudad was pressured to resign, but Doba Jala remained untouched. Why officials of LRRC were dismissed, but Bill Magay Jones, despite his involvement in multiple corruption scandals at the Ministry of Finance, still holds his position. And why Rosalind Swakoko Dennis of the National Oil Company of Liberia was recently suspended, but Doug Cooper, who shamelessly tried to acquire a bogus undergraduate degree from the University of Liberia, continues to serve as Inspector General of Commerce. The pattern breaks of a vicious political plot at play here where individuals in the weaker faction are purged and those in the stronger faction who commit financial and ethical malpractices keep their jobs. To understand this further, one also needs to scrutinize the activities of Sekou Dukle, Managing Director of the National Port Authority. The Liberal Revenue Authority recently reported that under his leadership, the NPA failed to meet its revenue target for fiscal year 2024, despite a favorable economic outlook. In a recent presentation to the legislature, the Liberal Revenue Authority Commissioner General Doba Jala disclosed that NPA transferred only $3 million to government revenue during the period under review, falling significantly short of its $6.38 million target, which leaves many questions to be answered. Yamia goes further. So, the NPA, one of the country's most profitable state-owned enterprises, fell short by more than 50% of its revenue goal. This revenue gap potentially affects essential public services, such as depriving government-run hospitals of critical drugs and equipment and limiting the Ministry of Education capacity to secure much-needed resources to expand access to education and improve learning outcomes across the country. Sadly, this has received very little public attention despite the disastrous consequences, such as a shortfall has on the government's fiscal program. This is no oversight. It is by design and a confirmation of the SOE. SO means state-owned enterprise. SOE capture of the media, with the latter willing to do the bidding of powerful figures in the SOE in exchange for financial reward. Where do I go again? Let me just jump because it's a bit long. This guy, he said, as events unfold, we're coming to Hansen Kazulu. As events unfold, it appears to me the Yomli Dillon faction will likely suffer further political casualties in the coming weeks and months ahead, as it seems clueless and rudderless and has no ground game. This means allegations of corruption involving its members will be leaked to the media to pressure the executive. Listen, where I told you to pressure the executive. Job worker in charge. To pressure the executive into punitive action. One such example that comes to mind is the evolved developments emerging from the National Road Fund. Hassan Kazulu, a staunch supporter of the Kun Mo faction. You listening? Hassan Kazulu, a staunch supporter of the Kun Mo faction, who is desperately pushing to take control of the National Road Fund, aided and abetted by his benefactors, Prince Moi and Jeremiah Kun, has already launched a media campaign against Mrs. Josita Wento, the current head of the National Road Fund, reportedly a distant relative of Yomli Kanda Lawrence. The goal is to axe her and have Hassan Kazulu take over the management of millions of dollars raised annually from levies imposed on petroleum products to maintain road infrastructure across Liberia. This is political intrigue on steroids and must be seen for what it is. One of the manifestations of the factional battles between these two rival camps in Unity Party for political hegemony and economic dominance. Yeah, Toya. That thing, if you listen to that interview Martin Colley claimed to have had with the guy, it was stage managed. They discussed that that man was out of that place long since. He just put all kind of things together. Martin needed somebody to just speak to who was in that place to give relevance to his stuff. And you had a different person, a different president. That whole scheme about that national reform to get Josita went to off and then get Hassan Kasolu there. But yeah, it's it. Buaka appointed Hansen Kasolu, former representative District 7, who said he wanted to be senator in Grand Cape. He left and went and lost. They appointed him as the executive director, meaning that he head. But the woman is running on tenure position. But because they want to get her acquitted, because Hansen Kasolu had not been working. He had not been working, using his money, no return. So he needs to get something going. So the goal is, and that he's in Prince Mo camp. And I told you, the guy said it, that had the government running, Buaka not in charge. You have Jeremiah Kun fashion, Yomli Kanga, Dillon fashion, Prince Mo Kun fashion. That had it running the government. The people that are running the government are the names, then you hear so. Buaka not in charge. Buaka just there as the president. That's why the people happy Buaka in that kind of state. So it's easier for them because he's not retentive. He finds himself in a state of dementia or he's suffering from dementia. So all of them know and they're taking advantage of it. So that Yomli Kanga, Lawrence, Dillon, the Prince Moy, they made a fashion of lies. How they call it? Amen. I say Mange was the deputy president. Ali Buaka girl, 4 deputies. They don't want controlling, and Kun wants to be the next president. Kun sees himself as the next president. So all of them hoping that something will happen to Buaka. But let us say, you go all your kind of go with Joseph Yuma Buaka. As much as we criticize Buaka, that intellectual stuff, but God is with Buaka. Our president will serve his term. Buaka will talk the things, then we'll see some things, we'll talk about it, but we are of the conviction and we want Buaka to serve his 6 years. Any one of y'all wishing evil for Buaka, that y'all will fall down inside, it will not work. As much as Buaka has his own weaknesses, but Buaka will stay on. He is our president. He was elected by the people. He was constitutional sworn in by the law of this country. Buaka is the president. Nothing will happen to Buaka. Any hole that you try to dig for Buaka, you will fall down inside first. Some of you, you're in your prime. You will go before Buaka. Buaka will stay. He will serve his 6 years of first term. That nonsense you're on. You ain't even go nowhere. You're not for. You're factionalized the government. Look at it. But no reason why. I can see why Senators Amara Kone, who is a United Party person too, and Edwin Snow. What did they say? They said Yomli took the Senate and placed it on Buaka lap. That the Senate is an extension of the executive. You take small girl to be pro-10. I will call you a small girl because you're acting too small. You're condemned your fellow women in the past. You people are not small by standard, but you people consider you as small when you're stooping so low mentally. Your own colleagues, your own colleagues, that not mean saying that they don't want to bring it to us. Senator Snow and Senator Amara Kone, they said that the Senate is an extension of the executive, meaning you took the Senate, you place it on the lap of President Buaka. And so that photo, I will bring that photo tomorrow. You can see the two of them. You see Dillon, Yopli, then the president in the middle. They bowing down to the president. They laughing. They say, you can see the money in the people. Money. Amen. Let me not use your time. Let's take a few calls. I just thought the share this will be up. So that whole thing, Martin, they just fighting to get a woman up. Then they pull United Party woman there. Emma Glasgow, they not suspend Emma Glasgow. I don't know what she would come back. because my boy can suspend you. You can't come out here and dismiss her there. So let's go here. Let me see now. Let me check the dashboard. So let's go. Just few calls 0772 23 99 33 0886 497 0777 a few calls, and then we are up on the last segment of the show. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good as you are. Your name and where you come from?
Thank you. I'm a political Lumumba, and I'm from there.
Political Paul Lumumba?
Yes, I'm a political Lumumba.
All right, let's hear you.
Thank you. I just want to make a little comment on a specific point that you said that President Walker is not repenting. So I just want to make this point. Someone who is at age 18 and read and then give a speech for like 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours in a specific position and recognize everyone without a glass and talk about the liberty. Every human activity or our neural system is controlled by the brain. So if that man is not repenting, and then he reading and then he gives a speech without a glass for over an hour. Can we comfort the man not be repented? Can we then, from which research did you do such conclusion? That's what I want to know.
All right, thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, let's hear you, my man.
Good evening.
Hello, Thor, Chief, you on it?
Yeah, my brother, we just getting the information that today the social manager is happy.
Yeah, she's suspended.
All right, thank you.
All right. Is that every day? Yeah, she's suspended, Chief. Hello?
Hello, Thank you very much for the show. My name is Weah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, they don't know very gently because I have law for the country. Everything is not over water for this country, so they put it away. So thank you for the show. I want to tell my brother, I hope they were making a lot of this on the PQ. It's not were calling and saying, they're making a lot of this for me.
All right.
So I play the clip and they do the public for recording and no more.
Yeah.
They do the fix. But they say that they did it out. But they're not taking care of it. The way that it is, I want to say.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, I just want to remind you concerning, I want to remind you concerning during the election, somebody made a statement. Say, Joseph Walker just said he was done. But we're not looking ahead. Our eyes on the presidency. We made that statement. So just by saying what you said last time, and you, for me, I knew that Joseph Walker was not going to be in control.
But Yumley wants to be president too, just as Jeremiah Kuhn.
Yeah, so if the president is being president to me, I was wondering, there will be no good of the people that will be put on the floor, and this is why young people have manipulated now the world to make sure they have region food there. So that region food is sort of nobody fighting in our place.
All right, Chief.
That whole thing over there, they would have to deal with the president.
Okay.
They want you to stay on so that Jeremiah cannot have a senator club.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm good, just as you are. Yeah, let us hear you.
Okay. Somebody, the first caller said that the president has what I want to come on here is because I want to tell you that the example of why people are saying is when I left here, he went and brought. On the level of the ask the question, they want to ask him no, what to say, you will get something different on the day that I can't say, I say the man for a head. To show that you don't know what is there after another something is supposed to be.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. So for the family, say the clarification made by Associate Justice Yami Gbese that Lekoto, meaning the men can drink liquor. I say majority of black guys, they both just see themselves as absolute the people with absolute power. They relax in their stuff. The man said, Judge Bese, clarification why they were not at the sauna. He said that clarification that he said a liquor talk. In Labyrinthia, when he said a liquor talk, it means the person that drink plenty liquor, they lost their senses. That's what it means. So we can say figuratively he insulted representative for the family. He insulted Judge Yami Bese. The man gave a simple clarification. So he said a liquor talk. Now your United Party people, if somebody say that to your man, any one of your dollar men that are the majority of government, are just saying that you people who claim to be moralists, when people use certain expression, then you'll say it's wrong and it isn't that, like the man who just called. The man said that liquor talk, meaning the man can drink. He can get drunk. So he was drunk when he said it. He was not normal. In laboratory, if you say, oh, that liquor talk, it means the person not drink liquor. The person is drunk. The person didn't know what they're saying. Yeah. Therefore, the family cell, a reaction to just basic clarification. Okay. The way a man or again, where your man Minister of PR, he announced Emma Glasgow suspension from Waka. Then he had something to say about Cummings. And I think I will agree with him on this. He said Cummings has been missing in action since the election. His only motivation for coming out of his hideout was to cast suspicion over Liberia's bid for a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. For this one, I agree with Pierre. I disagree with Pierre on some issues, but the one I agree with him. Cummings then, they won't be president in this country, but they're not ready. Cummings is not a relevant politician. Nobody should take Cummings serious. Here, a little girl coming back called Charlene Bromsky. The reason they are using little girl on there, they're not lay children, they're not girl, but they're acting like children. A child, when they say they want this, they in that you try to help them, and once it ain't happen, you see that child running. That child will not come back again until he or she realizes some kind of opportunity. No disrespect to them. Just as for the family, say the liquor talk from Judge Bese. So I say they want children talk. They're not children by standard of children. But the way they're acting. You run away. The election, you ain't even stay there for good 6 months. As soon as the election will come in, he was out of this country, join his sons up. That he come back now and expect that when he says something, people will take it serious. That is why all the time coming behind, he's been talking yesterday, he had a live event. Nobody get time. The news people said, the people never had time to take anything from his speech to carry. Because the man lost relevance. You want to win election in this country, be with the people. 1 year, one more brother in office. All the things that are happening, he kept muted on that side. That now he can't. Look at the thing he's talking on. Non-permanency. The day that they launched order. That's only you politicians to talk. All the misrule, the widespread corruption, killings, all kind of things that are happening. You can't talk the thing that how they call it, UNC go trouble. You don't want to believe that man, yo. You don't take that coming man serious. He and his vice president he bought, Charlene Bromsky. The few days she was screaming. Yeah, my man Kaya. The few days Charlene Bromsky was screaming all the places, say she acting, she talking like real politician. Screaming. I see your man. Bromsky, that's serious politician. You run away from the country right after election. Because I know what happened, then you can't sit down. The people want to tell you serious, say you talking. Right? The people need your politicians and can run away. People in a kind of struggling, die stick. I thought you would be around to help the people to speak for them. But you go sit down, you're enjoying yourself. When you're tired and you'll come out, you'll be talking nonsense. I see her, man. I see her. The news is up at 6 and at 8. Face the issues with A.B. Weah. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. Thank you ever so much. I'm Sam Andrews.